Did you know that the heart pumps 7,000 liters of blood through the body each day? This is according to Hole's Anatomy and Physiology, 12th edition. The heart pumps 7,000 liters of blood through the body in one day. That means that it is contracting some 2.5 billion times in a lifetime. The topic of my speech is a basic understanding of the human heart. I am currently a student of Anatomy and Physiology 2, and we just recently completed the study of the cardiovascular system. My explanation of the human heart includes layers of tissue, chambers, valves, arteries, veins, and the cardiac conduction system. The heart is a fascinating machine. It provides exactly what the body needs at exactly the right time. When we physically exert ourselves or when we relax, the body adapts to whatever the heart adapts to whatever the body needs at the exact time it needs it. The heart is located in the left chest. It is about the size of one's fist. It is surrounded by two lungs. Posterior, there is a spine, and anterior, there is a sternum. These provide protection for the heart. It is a cone shape, kind of like what your fist is. It is a cone shape. The tissue of the heart, the outer tissue, I'll use this model to help us see. The tissue of the heart, this surrounds the heart. It has an epicardium, a myocardium, and it has an endocardium. Now, if you'll notice, the tissue on the left side of the heart is much thicker than the right. That's strategically structured to fit the needs of the heart on that side. Now, there are 4 chambers of the heart. There are right and left atria, and there are right and left ventricles. Each of those are separated by, this is the atrial septum, and this is the atrioventricular septum, to separate the two. Valves are very important within the heart. We have they're called atrioventricular valves, or otherwise known as bicuspid and tricuspid valves. We also have some semilunar valves. You can see one right here connected to the pulmonary trunk, right up here. And then there is another semilunar valve, you can see it on this model, that is located at the aortic arch. Now, I'll use this model. When blood flows into the heart, it comes in through the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. It flows into the right atrium. When the heart contracts, that blood goes down through this valve, this atrioventricular valve, into this ventricle, the right ventricle. And when the heart contracts again, you can see it better on this model, the pulmonary trunk. When the heart contracts, the blood goes up through the pulmonary trunk. The pulmonary trunk comes out here and is connected to the lungs. That pulmonary trunk separates into the right and left arteries and then goes into the lungs. The blood circulates through the lungs and comes back into the right atrium via the pulmonary the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins are right here in the right atrium. There's 4 of them, 2 for each of the lungs. The blood comes in there. It has been oxygenated, and with the next contraction, the blood comes down through this atrioventricular valve down into the left atrium, and then once it's in this atrium, with the next contraction, it is forced up through the aortic arch and the aortic arch splits into the brachiocephalic, the left carotid, and the left subclavian. And then it is distributed throughout the body, and it comes back through the body and into the inferior vena cava or the superior vena cava back into the heart, and the whole cycle starts over again. This is called the cardiac cycle, and is what happens during one heartbeat. Very interesting. The heart is connected to the body via the aortic pulmonary. Okay. In summary, the heart is a cone-shaped structure. It's located in the left chest beneath the sternum and in front of the spine, and the lungs at each side of it. The heart is connected to the body via the aortic arch, the pulmonary trunk, the superior and inferior vena cavas, and then there are also some special cardiac tissue that exists, muscle fiber, that helps send impulses throughout the heart. So we have what we call here an SA node. This is an SA node, and right in here, you can't see it on this model, that there is another node that's referred to as the AV node. And this is there are fibers, special junction fibers that run through this and into the atrium and into this node. And then this node, the AV node, is connected to this fibers that are in the atrioventricular septum. These are bundle branches, and they circle around and become right and left bundle branches. And this is to send impulses throughout the heart. Now these are connected to what we call Purkinje fibers that send impulses up into the ventricles, particularly into the papillary muscles and into the chordae tendae that help the opening and closing of the valves. Actions of the heart are controlled by a series of pressures, electrical impulses that cause the muscles to contract and relax at exactly the right time, exactly when the body needs it. The structure and function of the heart are so intricately designed so that impulses, muscles, valves, chambers, arteries, veins, all work together, and so that each does exactly what it was designed to do at exactly the right time. The human heart is an amazing machine. I encourage you to take care of your heart because it is taking good care of you.